For 40 years, Focus on the Family Canada has been helping families thrive. From the radio broadcast to the magazine, online articles to prayer and counseling, it has been our mission to strengthen Canadian families through education and support based on Christian principles. Since 1983, our vision is to see every family transformed by love, vibrant in faith, and enduring in hope. For the last 4 decades, Focus on the Family Canada has grown and expanded, offering new resources and introducing new programs. Here's a look at some of the highlights.
Focus Canada started at the initiative of Jerry Scott, who was president of Word Records Canada. They formed a board then. They had a board of 5 people. And they were incorporated in December of 1982. And then March of 1983, they opened up the first office, and they had 1 person working part-time. We didn't have an office building, we had nothing. So Jerry Scott was in a building in Richmond. He invited Focus Canada to have 1 room there. We rented 1 room from him, and he donated that rent back to us. So that was the start of Focus Canada.
Purchasing land gave us an opportunity to have a home of our own, I suppose. We always felt like we were connected, but to have a place that was ours was pretty significant. And there's a lot of people who came alongside to make that a reality. Just as the Vancouver Olympics were coming up, there was no help available to build anything, and it seemed so far out of reach, but people stepped up and came alongside, and that building was built. I love some of the pictures in the front entry of the collages of all the families. It just represents so many who benefit from Focus on the Family's ministries and who stepped up and made it happen.
The Focus on the Family broadcast first aired in Canada in 1982, a year before the Vancouver office opened 40 years ago. Since then, it has been our #1 resource, enjoyed by people every weekday on local radio stations across the country, on our radio website, and through our free mobile app. This radio program offers helpful and heartwarming stories about marriage, parenting, and life from a Christian perspective. A variety of guests and experts join hosts Jim Daly and John Fuller to explore a host of practical and inspirational topics to encourage. We have averaged 194,556 yearly visits to our radio site over the past few years, and an average of 105,589 broadcasts per year have been listened to on our app. In 1997, our website first launched. FocusOnTheFamily.ca is filled with hundreds of free online articles about marriage, parenting, faith and culture, and life challenges. The issues facing families have definitely changed since 1997, but we know that God's Word is unchanging. That's why all the content on our website is grounded in scriptural truths while also being relevant to the needs of families today. In addition to articles, we have free PDF downloads, video series, activities for kids, Kids of Integrity lesson plans for parents, and so much more. Our aim is for FocusOnTheFamily.ca to be the place Canadian families look to for biblically based resources and support. Since 2018, we have had over 11 million visits to our website, and that number continues to grow. In 2008, our Carith Creek Retreat Centre in Alberta first opened its doors, and we began to hold Carith Ministry Leaders Retreats. The name Carith comes from 1 Kings 17, when the Lord sent Elijah to the Carith Ravine after he made a prophetic declaration to the kingdom of Ahab. God knew Elijah's calling would consume his energy and leave him weary, so he provided him times of rest, solitude, and renewal. We knew that those in ministry, including pastors, missionaries, and parachurch leaders, set an important standard for those they lead. If a ministry leader is healthy, their church or organization will also be healthy. The impact of investing in the well-being of ministry leaders ripples out to families across the country. In 2014, we established a second retreat center called Carith Pines in Manitoba. And in 2023, we opened Carith Waters in Ontario, our third and newest retreat center. Since Carith Ministry Leaders Retreats first began, we have helped over 1,600 people find the rest and renewal they need to re-engage with their vocational calling. In 2018, only 5 years ago, we brought the successful Hope Restored Marriage Intensives to Canada. These 3 to 5 day retreats at our centers provide couples in crisis with focused counseling in a restful atmosphere, offering a unique, holistic counseling approach that combines the heart, the mind, and a couple's faith. These intensives address the root of the problem and start couples on a path toward healing. Most couples who attend are experiencing significant marital distress. Many have already started the divorce process. Even with this level of distress, over 99% of couples we served last year indicated that their counselor addressed their concerns. To date, over 900 people have gone through this program, which is now held at all 3 retreat centers in Alberta, Manitoba, and Ontario. In 2021, Jean-Paul Baron joined Focus on the Family Canada as the 5th president of this organization. With a background in business and a desire to help families, Jean-Paul knows firsthand how valuable Focus on the Family Canada resources are for couples and parents. He and his wife Susan are raising 2 teenage daughters and are well aware of the pressures facing families today.
Hi, my name is Jean-Paul Baron, and I am the president of Focus on the Family Canada. I'm excited to share with you that this marks our 40th year here in Canada. I have been serving in this role now for 2 years, and as I travel across our nation, I have heard countless stories from people who rely on Focus on the Family Canada. Many families have turned to Focus for generations, either because of the broadcast, Adventures in Odyssey, or many other resources. However, I also know there are many more families who could benefit from the work of Focus on the Family Canada, but they are unaware of who we are and what we do. My goal for this ministry is to move away from being the best kept secret in Canada. To accomplish this, I believe we need to do 3 things. First, be more present in Christian schools and universities. Second, form deeper partnerships with churches across this country. And third, increase our digital footprint and expand our online presence. All of this while sticking to our 6 pillars. The work we do is truly life-changing. Every day we hear from people who are grateful for our resources, prayer support, counseling service, and retreat programs. As our world changes and the cultural pressures on families continue to grow, we want to be at the front lines of equipping parents, grandparents, couples, and more to be deeply invested in their relationship with God. By strengthening our partnerships with schools and churches, we are investing in Christian communities where these relationships are taking place. Every family could use some help at times, which is why Focus on the Family Canada exists. So why not bring our valuable resources directly into the hands of those who need it most? Families in our own neighborhoods who need guidance and support. And increasingly, we're living in a digital world. While that can be concerning for many people, we know that technology is simply a tool that God calls us to steward well. And part of that stewardship is ensuring we are using our digital presence to its greatest potential. As an organization, we want to provide Canadian families with online access for what they need and when they need it most.
Hi, I'm Jim Daly, President of Focus on the Family here in the U.S. and also a board member of Focus Canada since the mid-90s. And man, what a trajectory I have seen over those years. And here celebrating the 40th anniversary, so many great memories come to mind. Jeff Still, the founding president, all the way now to JP, who's doing a fantastic job, he and the team. And I've always been impressed with the innovation in Canada. The staff generally has been young and inspiring and innovative. That's what I'm so thankful for with the 13 offices around the world, those Associate Office Canada being the first one. I'm just so appreciative of the consistency and the commitment to biblical orthodoxy, even with culture kind of falling apart around us. And what a great call that all of the offices for Focus on the Family have to be a part of the solution, to bring family back to the forefront, to talk about strong marriages, being good parents, not perfect, but good parents, raising children in the admonition of the Lord, and of course working throughout culture to help people do better in so many facets of life, whether that's in their vocation, the ability of counseling, helping pastors in that same way. There's so many good things going on at Focus Canada. I'm proud of you, grateful that together we're celebrating 40 wonderful years of ministry together, the donor community, the staff over the years, the presidents of Focus Canada over the years. What a rich and deep history you have, and we're happy to be alongside you.
I'd like to take the time to thank you for your continued support, both financially and through prayer, that has allowed us to be a ministry here in Canada for 40 years, and with your continued support will allow us to be here for 40 more. Thank you for being on this journey with us. We truly could not do this without you.